Hey friends! So today's video is going to be a tag because I felt like it, you know. There's a tag going around that a couple people who I subscribe to has done, and is the bad and the boring tag. And it's all about bad makeup, or some of your least favorite makeup. And I thought, I could do this tag. I like this idea. So the person who I actually saw do it was Angelica, but the person who created this tag goes by Lisa Lobotomy here on YouTube, and she is also Swedish, so that's cool. But there's only 10 questions, so it shouldn't be too long of a tag. But let's just get right into it, okay? Let's go. Question number 1: a foundation finish that you hate. I am a dry bench, so I can't do super matte looks, like the most matte, suede, powdery finish. I can't do that because my skin is naturally dry. So when I put a foundation that is matte on my skin, it looks like it's crusty, okay? I can't do crusty matte looks, which is why I never bought the Fenty foundation. But anything that's like ultra matte, ultra long wearing, that like dries down the most intense. I used to own like the Revlon Super Stay. No, was that what it was called? Revlon Mega Last, Super Last, Mega Stay. One of those. The Revlon, not the Photo Ready, the other one. I had one of those, and looking back on it, I'm like, wow, that was a look that I shouldn't have rocked. You know, you live and you learn. And I have learned that a natural kind of satiny finish, natural finish works best for me. But I can't do that fucking matte shit.
No, thank you.
Question number 2: the worst mascara you have ever tried. I'm not the pickiest person when it comes to mascaras, so I don't know if I particularly remember one that was just like so bad that like it didn't do anything. I honestly don't remember all the mascaras I've used. There was like a Wet n Wild mascara I used that I wasn't a fan of. There was some Rimmel mascaras, but like they don't even have a place in my brain. It wasn't like notably bad, but a mascara that particularly let me down was the Milk Kush mascara, and I was so just mad. I was angry because the mascara itself was actually quite good, quite gorgeous, but I have never had a mascara flake on me and get into my eyes more than with that mascara. It was painful. Like literally, like I would put on my mascara, my eyelashes would look great. Less than half an hour later, I'd be at a show and I would be trying to like pick something out of my eye in the bathroom of a fucking rock club, which ain't cute and it's not fun. It was very disappointing because it was like a $22 mascara. Fuck that. Nope. Not a fan. Particularly disappointed with that one. And I saw so many people raving about it and I'm like, am I getting a bad batch? What's wrong? What's wrong with me? So flaky and just... Question number 3. One thing you tried once and then threw away. I don't think I've actually ever just thrown a product away after using it once. I think a product that well, maybe there was like a Revlon lipstick back in the day that I bought and then threw away. But one that I particularly remember that I used once and then I returned immediately the next day was this old Makeup Forever liquid lipstick, and it was when liquid lipsticks were like not really a thing. And so this one was a terrible formula, and it was the color and then you had a gloss that you put over the top. And I remember I bought it and like it looked okay, and I wore it out, and because I had a lip balm that I had with me, I'm like, oh, let's put the lip balm over the top. It dissolved this shit so bad. It only worked with this like proprietary gloss that came with it. It felt very MLM, and I'm like, nope, I'm not about that high maintenance product. So I went back the next day and I returned it. But as far as things that I've just like thrown away, there's probably been like a few Revlon lipsticks. Back when I bought like Revlon lipsticks impulsively at Target because they would be on sale all the time. Yeah, that Makeup Forever thing was just like, oh, that's bad. That's terrible. Don't like that at all. I don't return things often. I hate returns. I feel like an asshole when I return things. I feel like a dick. Yeah. Question number 4. The most boring eyeshadow palette that you own. I don't know if I would necessarily call any of my eyeshadow palettes boring, and I didn't go with something that was just like blatantly all neutrals. I went with a couple that I still love. Like I don't dislike any of my eyeshadow palettes, but as far as just being like interesting or getting me like interesting looks, these are ones that don't do it for me. As far as like, it's not that they don't do it for me, they're just the least exciting out of my other exciting eyeshadow palette. So I have the Yes Please palette from ColourPop, and I have touted its praises many times. This is a great eyeshadow palette, but as somebody who uses a lot of color and kind of doesn't necessarily like care if something's like wearable, this eyeshadow palette, like a lot of the looks, you can get a decent amount of looks, but I've used this so much that I'm kind of like, I've gotten all the looks that I could get out of this. There's not a whole lot more I can do with it as far as like new things. If I'm going for a very particular look and I know what I want to do, I'll pick this up. But as far as just being like interesting, this isn't that interesting anymore. 2 years ago, this was far more interesting, but considering how the product cycle goes, we've seen this palette a dozen times at least in the last 2 years. So for that reason, not that exciting. And then a close second would be my Viseart Dark Mattes palette, mainly just because on me, a lot of these like darker shades, there's not a lot of variation that I can do with it. It's a very good palette to have because if there's a look where I like specifically need this dark color over here, something, I can grab for it. But it's not easy to create a complete look out of this because besides like these two shades and maybe like these two, all the rest of them are around the same like shade. Different tones, but they're all dark. And it's dark mattes. That's the point. You know what I mean? Like when I look at it, I'm not inspired. Question number 5. A makeup trend you think is boring and want to go away. I'm bored with cut creases. I am bored with cut creases. I have seen so many videos on Instagram that like start with this like beautifully blended out look and then they're like, I'm gonna cover up half of this with fucking concealer. I'm so bored with cut creases. I can't do them that easily, and honestly, it's not worth the effort because I wear glasses and my eyes are like a little bit hooded, so like it's not worth the time. And I've seen so many cut crease looks that it's just gotten like really monotonous. When it comes to tutorials, it's just like, here we go with some more fucking concealer on this wonderfully blended out eye look to put like
a shimmery gold on it.
Wow, revolutionary. Wow. Bored as hell with cut creases. Do something different. Like halo eyes, I still fuck with, but like cut crease, I'm just like. Question number 6. The worst liquid lipstick you have ever tried. The ColourPop Ultra Matte liquid lipstick is absolutely atrocious, and I don't know if it was like the particular colors that I tried, but every color of that lipstick that I have is trash. I have decluttered them since. I have tossed ones that looked like they were like separated and weird. Terrible formula, dries down so uncomfortably. I absolutely hate it. Like that was one of the first liquid lipstick formulas I tried, and it turned me off of liquid lipstick because that's what I thought all liquid lipsticks were gonna be like. And then I tried other ones and I'm like, oh, they're not all bad. Just the ColourPop one is that bad. Thanks, ColourPop. Question number 7. What color do you think is the most boring one? I mean, could I say white? Because it is the absence of color. Does it have to be like a color or like a neutral? Because like gray's pretty boring. Gray. Honestly, I'm getting kind of bored with bronze. White is the most boring color. Because there is no color. It's the absence of color. Question number 8. This one I have things to say. Which brand do you think comes out with the most boring things? Let me introduce you to Benefit Cosmetics. Literally everything is the same. There is no variation of like product themes. The branding is boring and old-fashioned and stupid. and I hate it.
You're tacky and I hate you.
And everything is literally the same. It's like, oh, we're gonna come out with a face palette with like the same 3 blushes and the same Hoola bronzer. Wow, we're so innovative. Who is their head of branding? Please give me that job.
Rude.
Seriously, please give me that job. You need some new blood because goddamn, it's all the same and it's all boring. Number 9, which step in your makeup routine is the most boring? I would say concealer, pretty damn boring. I don't do like crazy highlighted ultra concealed look, so I don't get like the same satisfaction, I think, of like applying concealer that a lot of people on like Instagram or YouTube would be, because I just put on like concealer where I need, like I put it under my eyes, I put a little on my nose because my nose gets red, and a little on my chin because my chin gets red, but like I don't do like some Kardashian ass face paint for my concealer. So when I do concealer, it's very boring. I'm just like, wow, here we go. Here we go again, the same step that I do every day. It's not exciting. Anybody who thinks concealer is exciting, I envy you. And the last question. If you had to choose between a good base and a bad eye look, or a bad base and a good eye look, what would you choose? I would probably do a good base and a bad eye look because I wear glasses and my eye looks are always a little more hidden behind my frames anyway. And I feel like I'm a lot more self-conscious when my skin looks bad than when my eye looks look bad, because I'll let things crease. I don't necessarily care as much if my eyeshadow is like impeccable because, like I said before, I have like semi-hooded eyes, and so it's more hidden beneath things like my bangs and my frames and my eyelids. But if my skin looks bad, I just feel far more self-conscious because my skin is always the thing that kind of wears off. My foundation, it wears off faster than like my eye products. So when I come home sometimes and I'm filming a video, I reapply my face makeup because sometimes it just starts to break up after 9 hours, which is normal. So I would much rather have a good base day with a terrible eye look because I have glasses and I can hide it. Quail. So that was the tag. If you haven't done this, it's a pretty short one. It's fun. You should check it out and do the tag yourself if you haven't, because it was fun. It was fun, it was simple, it was easy. Go check out Angelica and Lisa. I will post links to their videos in the description. And for today's song of the day, what have I been listening to? Song of the day is Black Sheep by Metric, because I fell down a rabbit hole of like music from the mid 2000s and I forgot how good of a song that was. And it's the main song from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, aka The Clash at Demon Head, aka Metric. It's the song from the movie, and I love it. It's really good. I love singing along to it. Emily Haynes' voice is in like a really nice range of mine when I sing along to it. I wish they had Metric music at karaoke when I went, but they didn't. So, you know, Black Sheep by Metric is your song of the day. It's an oldie but a goodie. Thank you to my patrons. Y'all are great. I've got my webcam kind of situation figured out, so I should be able to live stream a little bit more now because all I have to do is just like click on my encoding software and bam, easy peasy. I don't even have to worry about my phone. It's all on my monitor. If you're wanting to tune into some like patron only live streams, check out my Patreon. Give this video a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new here, if you haven't seen one of my videos before. Hey, I like makeup and I have two-toned hair and I curse a lot. Yeah. I trust people more when they curse though, to be honest. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!